Hi again, everyone. This is Game Collector with another Transformers toy review, and this time I have Generations Decepticon Darkmount, who probably is better referred to as Straxus. The reason they call him Darkmount now is because of copyright and legal reasons and whatnot. You know, all that stuff. Whoops. And here he is. He is a half-track with a howitzer turret. And these little weapons here, clip joint weapons, a missile pod, a machine gun, and the weirdest looking grenade launcher I have ever seen. And a little M17 on his turret and the front represent his very first appearance in Marvel Comics Transformers number 17. He has appeared in later ones, but that, of course, is his very first appearance. And boom! Yeah. And first of all, I am going to show you his really wonky third mode, which is only mentioned in the instructions, but is his original alt mode in the comics. Turn those as such. Let me move my arm around and pull this up, and it clicks into place nicely. Rotate this around 180 degrees. This is the part that I hate most. You split these, which have no way of balancing or locking into place. Same with the arms. You have to pull them out and up as if you were going to do them for his robot mode. And again, I hate this part. And you do it on both sides. Pull the arm out, rotate the fist, try to push it down as much as you can, and pull this out and kind of hope level it down a bit and that they'll stay even, which on mine they do not. But hey, this is what his howitzer flying turret of doom is. You know, if you really want to reenact a scene from the comic book, you can go like that, because he's a flying turret. And, well, you know, I'm not really thrilled with this alt mode all that much. I think if you can do an alternate version of it by just keeping the hands and arms locked in there and just spreading this out like that, it's really easier that way. But enough of looking at it. This really goofy alt mode, we're going to go into his robot mode, which means removing all of his little clip joint weapons, or C-joint weapons if you prefer. Move all of those, and right here form the heels of his feet. It's easier if you do this right now. Apply slight pressure with your thumb back here. Even though it does have a little clip right here, it works easier if you open them from the heel. Rotate these forward and then open these little flaps down here. Okay, the one flap is being uncooperative, so you might have to fiddle with it. And remove his, open the legs first, of course, and then remove the gun, which will be used later on. I just set it off to the side, off camera. And pull these up. Be sure to fold the little gray flap back here down. Fold that up, and I just pulled out the foot like so, and close that back panel. And then you just do it again back here. And fold out the foot and close that back panel. I like to keep these little knee pads extended outward. And then you want to push this up, because now we're going to go to work on the arms and the backpack. Since the backpack is already mostly pulled out, you just have to switch it up. The backpack pieces are on ball joint, which can make it somewhat difficult to manipulate properly, especially when it comes to getting it back on the back with the arms not even out all the way. Oh boy. This part's a little tricky. I hope you can see what I'm doing here. Fold the arms out, and there. Yay! It worked this time. Also try to fold the legs down before the backpack can come into place. That makes it especially easy. So now to the other side, and hopefully you'll be able to see this part again. And it will fold out a little under with a little... And make sure the wheel goes under that chest piece. And now for the head, which again can also be tricky. Depending. You pull that out and you just push until this little triangular piece comes down. Fold the head out and then lock this little tab from the chest piece in. And now we finish up by bringing the legs around. The legs were backwards. And then you peg the abs in. Slight click. Lower these down a bit. Let me raise the camera up so you can see all of him. And then you lock the backpack pieces in place. Fold them down. Bring those shoulder pads out to the sides. And hopefully you'll be able to straighten him out a bit, because he is a little, well, not exactly top heavy, but he is very hefty, wide, stubby. I don't know the right term for it, but he's not exactly all that thin, as you can probably see. As for this gun here, mine is a little loose, so this part just kind of slides down on its own. Rotate it like that, and then spread it out for his signature axe of sorts, which you will clip into his arm. But of course, what is he without his little C-joint weapons that I removed from him earlier? Rocket launcher clips in there, as does the machine gun. And the thing that is supposedly a grenade launcher goes right there. And that clips in, not very loosely. And there you go. Straxus, or Darkmount, whichever name you prefer. Hasbro prefers Darkmount for copyright reasons. He has a little... His head is on a ball joint, but his head is actually pretty flat. He has no neck. Well, he has a neck, but, you know, no neck on the head exactly. These little fang protrusions here are actually, yeah, protrusions. Here, let me get a focus. So get a focus. There you go. I hate not having an autofocus feature at all, because then I have to fiddle with the camera, and fiddling with the camera is bad. So there's his head up close, the little triangle marks here. Another thing you can do, because he doesn't have them in the actual comic book art, is raise these panels up, which gives him a overall more round look. Sorry, I had to move my chair a little bit. Hip. These little parts get in the way, so you can fold them down to move his leg up. Not that you would. His knee joints on a hinge, ball-jointed hips, ball-jointed shoulders, swivel, I think, ball-jointed wrists, actually, and hinged hands. Hands open and close. Head's on a ball joint, but he can't look very far up or down because of the shape of his head. And he has a waist joint. Oh, and if you can see the way I'm holding him, it causes him to drop his axe. As for his bio, which lists him as Darkmount, let me put it up there and adjust the camera so you can read it. And hopefully my hand will stop shaking. Yeah, you might want to pause it when you can finally read all of it. And there are his stats, which... Oh man, the light is really screwing with those. Maybe I should darken the light down next time. But it's Strength 10, Intelligence 6, Speed 10, Endurance 10, Rank 10, Courage 10, Firepower 10, and Skill 7. Now, despite his stubby nature or stubby body shape, yeah, and the fact that he turns into a half-track, how is that speed a 10? As for his rank being 10, yes, he is one of the few Decepticons who don't serve under Megatron, but actually serve away from him that Megatron considers an equal. Yeah, there's that. So, I think that's about it to cover Straxus or Darkmount. But I do say I like this mold, especially the robot mode. I like the pointy ears. Makes him look like an owl. Well, until then, there's next week with another review coming, so I'll see you then. Later.